big mixed use entitlement can run $500,000 easily, but you're also talking, $20 million in land sales. So there's huge upsides for the entitlement process. But, having the capital readily available, because it's not a traditional real estate transaction where you're buying land, right? You don't have the collateral for the money for the loan. So
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Nick Book, who is a real estate investor as well as a land developer in the Texas area. So excited to have you here today, Nick.
yeah, thanks for having me on. Excited to talk about market and what's going on, and hopefully learn something or maybe share something.
Awesome. Let's dive in. So for those who are not yet familiar with you and your work, can you share what your main focus is?
I've had my hands in just about everything from single family flips to large mixed use land development plays. So today in this time, we're really focused on our ability to take properties from raw land to fully entitled development ready property for your institutional type buyers. Lots of larger mixed use stuff is what we're working on today. Not
Awesome.
necessarily today, but this at this time.
Yeah. And so how did you get into real estate and get to where you are now?
Yeah, so I grew up probably 10 years old, making $50 a week, working for my dad's construction company, just bringing tools or doing little grunt work and things of that nature. And as I got older, I continued to work for the family business in the summertime, and went to college, played football, still continued to work in the construction industry during the summer times in college, went back to work for my father's business after school around 2005. Went back to work for my father's business and in construction, and we were doing high-end remodels. His focus had primarily been on hardwood flooring business, and that's what his business was. And in the late 90s and early 2000s was really North Texas and Plano, and the housing market was going crazy. So it was a good time to be in the flooring business. And that eventually expanded into remodels and high-end remodels and add-ons and things of that nature in North Dallas and up into Grayson and Cook counties. And so I was working for them and ended up going out on my own around 2007, and I started a commercial finish out business, and we were doing commercial finish outs for properties like Crate and Barrel. That's a name that a lot of people know. And then we sold that 2010, 11, and exited out of that before I knew anything about acquiring and selling businesses. And then ended up by 2013, I think 2008, bought my first investment property, single family investment home. I didn't know, I thought I was going to flip it essentially, so it turned into somewhat of a flop. Ended up learning a lot of different phases of real estate. And that first one, it was interesting. I rented it out. I owner financed it and eventually sold it outright. So it was it was a neat at the time wasn't a neat experience, but turned into a good learning experience, over the next few years. But 2013, I was fully um, full time real estate investor, and before you knew it, I had about 10 houses going at a time as far as flips go.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Did that really strong for several years before shifting over to the multifamily space around 2018. Started acquiring small multifamily units, creating some value, not too much value, just a little bit, taking a certain percentage of those units and turning them over so that, we proved that the rent could be raised to a certain amount and left some meat on the bone for some other, long-term hold guys to take those properties. So just it was the same as flipping the houses. It's that we were, they were paying for themselves as we had them, so they were what we would like to refer to now as covered properties. Had an opportunity to take the real estate director position for Choctaw Global, which is a subsidiary of the Choctaw Nation out of Durant, Oklahoma. And it's about $1 billion worth of assets for them, over 17 different commercial type assets, mostly heavily in the multifamily space. Met a lot of neat people, had a really neat experience working for the tribe and meeting a lot of other tribal nations across the state of Oklahoma and actually across the nation, and gained a new respect for what they do and what their cores are, the core principles, and what they're trying to do for their tribes. Essentially, it's really neat. They got a lot of neat things going. Left there a year and a half ago, and continued to focus on land development, which is doing a heavy part of with Choctaw. And we've got a couple mixed use commercial projects going on. One in North Texas, and very early stages. I don't want to speak too much about it right now because it's not been publicly announced or anything, but it's a big project. It'll change a lot for the city of Sherman as far as dining and commercial and retail and things of that nature. We're putting a lot of pride into it. And then we got a property in Oklahoma, really close to the Choctaw casinos, that we've got a big project going on there as well. That's very early stages, but exciting things going on in the next year and a half or so that are going to change the landscape in North Texas and southern Oklahoma.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds like there's a lot of great things on the horizon. And so, what would you say are some of the main keys that make the biggest difference in allowing your business to be able to have all of these moving parts and be able to continue to grow and run smoothly?
A lot of that is learning things the hard way. Um, that's what I've done over my career. It's not always been smooth. You learn what to do by learning what not to do first. And that's I've tried to shorten that gap. So we're not doing that for long periods of time. But you know, being able to see from a very small investment point, like your single family flipper or your small multifamily 2 to 10 person, all the way through the institutional style mixed use developments, um, has been, I feel like, I've landed here because I've seen it from the small, literally groundwork, doing hardwood floors at 10 years old to the biggest projects other than, skyscrapers and things like that. I haven't done anything, but 3 to 5 stories is not a, you know, it's a lot bigger than some hardwood floors. So being able to see the full cycle is, I've got a huge respect for everything and everything that goes into it. And, um, it's been a fun journey. Not always fun, but looking back, there's been some good fun experiences.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad you're having fun and enjoying the
Yeah.
process.
The biggest factor, and going back to your question, I'm sorry, like that's able, right now is our opportunity just in the sheer market that we're located in, not necessarily the market in general, but the market that we're located in is really flourishing. We've got some big investments that have happened lately that have really sparked growth, and there was a big expansion of TI that was like ended up being a $40 billion plant that they put in that's creating thousands of jobs over. Don't quote me on this because you always hear different numbers, but thousands of jobs nonetheless over the course of several years. And then there's some supporting companies also that have came in, Global Tech being one. That was a $5 billion plant. And so, lots of things that are happening from a chip perspective, because these are both chip manufacturers and technology hubs essentially that are sparking growth. And that, along with being 60 miles outside of DFW or just north of Dallas, like you can be in Sherman, where these North Texas, I keep speaking of Sherman, Texas, is these properties are located at, and you can be there to DFW airport in an hour and 20 minutes or so. So it's not like you're way out in a rural area anymore.
Yeah, definitely. And so, what would you say, like, you're looking to most focus on scaling to next?
Completely focused on our land value operations, um, and the value that we can create through land value partners. So we have the ability to streamline entitlement process from looking at a property to determining what the best case use for that property is. With a lot of the tools that we have today with AI and everything, we've built some systems that we're able to just pull in so much information in such a short amount of time, and really focused on streamlining that, and creating value with landowners. A lot of times, for example, a landowner wants $1 million for their raw land, but that raw land has no you know plan with it. So it doesn't, raw land in that area, it might be maybe some land sold for $1 million, but that land had entitlement and it was already approved for X number of units, or something of that nature, right? And so people get confused on why that land sold for that much and my raw land's only worth this much. And so what we do is show them how to get that value out of that land, and we come in and partner with them and streamline it through the entitlement, and help them get not only what they want, but a lot of times more than what they
Yeah,
want.
amazing.
That's our focus right now. That's really what we're doing, and that's what we're after.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, and is this only in, like, the Texas region that you're doing that land development?
No, we can do that. We can do that nationwide. I've been in North Texas and Southern Oklahoma. That's just because of where I'm physically located at.
Right.
Um, and we hadn't had the real need to expand any wider, just because we've got so much opportunity in our backyard. But we're certainly open to looking at opportunities anywhere, because I mean it's really it's yeah, we'll do some site visits, but I mean a lot of times we're, that's not a problem, to come do a couple site visits. But for the most part, we're sitting here in front of our desk and pounding.
Awesome. And so, how do you find like the right land that's like what's like kind of in your criteria, and how do you find those leads?
It's everything that we've done thus far has been strictly through our networks and just putting out feelers and letting people know. Like, we have done zero marketing for anything at this point. We've got a huge network here in DFW, and my family still farms. I say my family, my extended family still farms a bunch of land and in the area, and they know everybody, and so it's a small community with a lot of opportunity. It's really just we will go anywhere. It just hasn't had the haven't the need hasn't arose yet.
Yeah, got you. What would you say is a obstacle that you have overcome on your investing journey that now you can see the bigger picture lesson?
Name an obstacle, and I can give you a scenario where it happened. I think you're always looking for capital in real estate. Not always, but a lot of times, you need the capital when the deal arises, and that can be a struggle on what came first type deal, the chicken or the egg. You've got a business plan, you know how to operate it, but you don't know when that actual deal is going to when that deal is going to present the right deal is going to present itself. So, with these entitlement deals and these land value ads, I mean, we're it's minimal expenses for the upside, and without taking ownership risk. We're really only in the grand scheme of things, we're putting up pennies for lots of gains, essentially, right? And I mean, a big mixed use entitlement can run $500,000 easily, but you're also talking, $20 million in land sales. So there's huge upsides for the entitlement process. But having the capital readily available, because it's not a traditional real estate transaction where you're buying land, right? You don't have the collateral for the money for the loan. So capital is always an issue, not always, but sometimes. And then deal flow. We've got good deal flow, but you always deals are. We like to look at deals. We have the ability to analyze them quick and get through, give you a thumbs up or thumb down and go to the next. But as far as specific deals, we don't have a buy box because it can change. I mean, single family is not something that single family development's not something that we're really interested in right now. Just because new home starts are down so low, builders aren't selling as many homes as they would like. But anything commercial, stuff like that, we're excited to look at it.
Yeah, awesome. And so, are you like partnering with other people as well on these deals?
I've got one other partner that actually designed the software that we're using. Um, the AI software to help us analyze. He's a real estate developer by trade, 30 years experience. He's got a few more years experience than I do. And I've always, being a college athlete and stuff, it's like the best head coach hires other coaches that are smarter than he is, right? So I like to have people around me that know what they're doing and put up the right guardrails and help the process, make it better for everybody. So yeah, I've got one other partner um, in this venture. As I mentioned to you earlier, we do partner with landowners. We partner with land brokers. So currently, at this particular moment, we've got myself and Alan, and then we've got three other deals that we're partnered with the land.
Amazing. Sounds like some awesome opportunities coming up.
Yeah. It's an exciting time to be in North Texas.
Definitely. Well, before we begin to wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, or learn more, where can people find you and connect with you?
Nick Book, you can always find me on LinkedIn. That's probably the easiest. You can email me. It's my personal Gmail address is nickbook, REI@gmail.com. Check that. Everything's filtered through it essentially. So no spam, please. But happy to interact with anybody. Check out some opportunities, see how we can work together. Any land brokers that would want to, that's having trouble selling their land. Even, I mean, it could be just because they don't have the right knowledge on, why their comps are showing $1 million, but their land's not selling for $1 million, right? And showing them how to get to the value that they want. So, I mean, love to network. I'm happy to chat with anybody and help create some more value.
Perfect. Well, appreciate your time and your story. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Of course. For those that are tuning in, if you got value, make sure you've subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators like Nick who are building real businesses, and we will see you on the next episode.